Did you happen to ever see any combat?
Did I understand combat?
Did you ever see any combat?
No, I never. Well, I did in the service, yes.
In the service? Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Tell about it.
Well, we was down in, my first contact with it was down in, we left the States. Well, we went on a lot of maneuvers here in the States.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I started out in 1941, went down to Louisiana, the state of Louisiana, and had maneuvers down there. Of course, here we were carrying sticks around for guns, and I don't know. Of course, the city never had the War Department had not got going real good. They never had no guns for us or anything. We, like I said, we just had World War I helmets on. We was wearing World War I helmets and stuff like that, just to simulate, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But anyhow, that went down there in 41 and 42. We went down to Tennessee maneuvers. The country down there was supposed to look so much like Germany. They wanted us trained down there. See, they evidently didn't know from day one where we were going to go or what we was going to do. You know, it's just going to be wherever they needed it. You know. And the 6th Division contained about 15,000 men, a little over 15,000 men.
Wow.
So whenever you talk about a division, that's what the size of one was, about 15,000.
Wow.
So let's see, Tennessee maneuvers, and he came back to Fort Leonard Wood in 42 and went out to Yuma, Arizona. We started taking desert training. And we was out there for quite a while, and I never ate so much sand, I don't think, in my life as I did out there that day, or that time out there. It was the wind blowing and sand flying all directions. Well, we just about finished with our training there, and then we was getting ready to go to North Africa. And we just about had it completed, and General Patton told the War Department, I don't need any more men here in North Africa. Start training someplace, start training them somewhere else, or to do something else. Well, from the desert, we went out to San Luis Obispo, California. That's right on the coast out there, between L.A. and Frisco. As an old army camp for the California National Guard. So it wasn't very long while we started taking jungle training. Well, we knew then where we was going. There was no jungles in Europe, and then in North Africa, so we knew we was heading for the Pacific. Where, we didn't know. But we trained there then till October 43, and left on freighters underneath the Golden Gate Bridge, bye-bye Golden Gate, and all the way to Hawaii. We just stopped over Hawaii just for about 2 months or 3 months, and got more jungle training. After that, we loaded on ships again and headed down into Guinea. That's way down, just the next door neighbor to Australia. And that's where the Japs had landing. They had troops landed there already, because the next big thing for the Japanese was to conquer Australia. They was going to. That was the next object in their ambition. They were going to conquer, Australia. Well, between our Navy and us boys on the ground, we kind of stopped things right there in their tracks. They couldn't get no more men down there, and kind of the Navy was sinking their ships about as fast as they were trying to get them down there. And the ones that they had in New Guinea, why, we was eliminating them just about as fast as they could be, come out of their caves and whatever they were hiding in, you know. But we stayed down there for one whole year in New Guinea. Wow. And we just kind of hedged up all up the north coast about 5 different times till we got way up in Dutch New Guinea at Zanzibar. That's a little town. We'll never stay then until December 44. From there, we loaded on ships, big ships again, and heading for the Philippines. Well, here we were, out there in the ocean, floating along like ducks, and seeing Japanese Kamakazes trying to hit us and everything, you know, and flying all around, and our anti-aircraft guns blasting away at them, and the aircraft trying to shoot them down, everything. It's quite a trip.
Wow.
But we did make it safely up to Lingayen Gulf in the Philippines. And that's where we landed then.
Wow.
It was quite a deal, my first big deal of invading. Because when we got down to Guinea, we didn't have to, we just kind of walked the shore. There was no enemy fire or anything. But we got to the Philippines there, that was where we found out. So here I am wading through water waist deep after you got off the big ships and everything, wading through ocean water and carrying my gun up high and my pack on my back and just waiting to be letted down or doing something from the shore, but never did encounter anything because our Navy and the Air Force kind of pulverized that thing and made it feasible for us to land without anybody getting hurt or killed, in which we did. But the Japanese, being as smart as they were, they pulled back about 20 to 25 miles, they say. And right there is where they stood then. That's where they stood ground. So that's where we really encountered some heavy fighting, right there. We lost quite a few men right there, and from there on down, then we just kept on meeting resistance all the time until we got down to Manila, the capital of the Philippines. And that had been bombed so heavily by our Air Force that there wasn't much fighting going on there at all. Just more or less taking it over and seeing so it wasn't recaptured again. So we went over, and our outfit went over on Bataan then. I was on that infamous march, but then General Wainwright was on when the Japanese captured the troops, well, you know, way back in whatever year that was. But they made him walk along that road with nothing to drink and nothing to eat. I'll tell you what, folks, I got goose pimples just by walking on that, knowing that was a death march for them boys. Walking on that same road and everything, it just got me. I just couldn't help it. But we walked all the way across Bataan then until we got to the South China Sea. Well, that was the first time I had my clothes off since I got off the boat. And was that ever good to get in and get a good, you know, we call it a bath, where we just wash ourselves down real good. And then jump back in our dirty clothes again. But it was really something.
That's nice.
Then we came on back and went east of Manila, the big city of Manila, up into the mountain range there. It is what they call the Marikina Watershed. That was the water. That's where the town of Manila got all this water from. That's why they call it the Marikina Watershed. Well, the big range there. We did fighting up there, and all the way up back, and we started back up to where we came from, but only in a different area, you know. We had the mountains this time to go through. The other time it was mostly the plain. They called it the Luzon Plains. Wasn't many, we've had a lot of fighting there and everything, but it was no mountains there, just more level territory. Anyhow, we kept on going up north, and then, like I said, we got maybe back in 150 miles, I guess, and then on those mountain ranges till we got to where the General Yamashita was. And we were just about ready to, we knew where he was hiding and everything. We were just about to take him over, and that's when the war ended.
Really?
August of 1945.
So.
And that was quite a sight to see.